Yo and hello everybody. What's going on? Mike here, baseball collector, and it's Friday. Another weekend is here. And I've got a couple things. I've got a giant stack of PSA graded cards that I got in, including one as a big order from Four Sharp Corners that I did. But I got a couple things I want to say first. First of all, Red Shane Dienst died yesterday, and I have a card here just to pay homage to him. Great Hall of Famer, great ambassador of the game for a long time. This is his 53 Bowman color card. Longtime Cardinal player, then a manager for a really long time, and he was the oldest living Hall of Famer, and now he's gone. So there you go. Rest in peace, sir. The second thing I want to say is there's a guy I discovered on YouTube yesterday, and his YouTube username is Rockiavelli, and I'll spell that below right here. But I watched a video. He did a PSA submission, and he's just started doing videos. So I would say go check him out and see what you think. If you like it, subscribe to him. He's only got 7 subscribers. I just looked right before I started shooting this video. 7 subs. But he's just started, so... And I don't remember him making comments and stuff on other videos. So I just found him looking for PSA submissions, and I found his, and it is pretty funny to watch his submission, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you watch the video. So, all right, let's get into some slabs. I'll show you guys this mountain of stuff that I got in the mail, and hold on just one second. So here we go with the first card that I have. This was from Four Sharp Corners, I'm pretty sure. It's the only one in the 80s that I have for this entire stack. And again, like before, like my last video, I'll try to put the prices down below and show you guys what I'm paying for this stuff. People have been commenting about me putting prices on for my cards, and I'm like, you know, some people are really averse to putting what they pay for cards in videos or posts on forums or stuff like that, and I don't get that. I mean, who gives a crap what you paid for it? If you wanted it, you bought it, you paid for it, big deal. And I don't mind disclosing that. You know, you can go find it if you really wanted to look hard enough. Anybody that wanted to see what someone paid for a card, you could know. The serial number on the slab is right there. You could go find it, on, especially if it was bought on eBay. So I'll just tell you guys as we go along. This is a beautiful 86 Topps Ricky Henderson. I got his All-Star card the other day. This is just his regular base card in a beautiful mint 9. And we go backwards in time, go from newest to oldest. Here's a 78 Topps. So it's like a 4th year Robin Yount in a near mint to mint 8. Just gorgeous card. Yount, look how skinny he is, man. Next up, shout out to Ground Chuck. Here's a Andre Dawson in a near mint to mint 8. So this is his 2nd year. The All-Star Rookie Cup, I love it in that card. Beautiful card. I'll try to stack these better than I did the other day because I knocked them all over as I was finishing. Next up, another 78 Topps. I got a couple more of those. Mike Schmidt here in a near mint to mint 8. Awesome Mr. Schmidt card. What I did was I went on Four Sharp Corners and I basically said, all right, how many of these cards can I get in a respectable grade for under $10 each? And it ended up being 17 of them is what I could do. So this was one of those. It's a Tony Perez, him on the Expos and on 78 Topps. Here in a mint 9. Beautiful. Next up, a 1977 Topps Jim Catfish Hunter, playing with the Yankees. Just a near mint 7, but perfectly respectable grade. This card looks really sharp. Love this card just because I love the picture. Looks like there's something on the slab right there. This is a near mint to mint 8 Lou Brock. I love his helmet in the old school Cardinals uniform. I mean, you have to admit the Cardinals have a pretty good uniform, and all their stuff is pretty cool. Yeah, the slab's got a little, not a scratch per se, but it's not perfect for sure. Here's another Schmidt, 1977 Topps, near mint 7. I was talking to Ray from Philly, since it's making me think about this, and we were talking about our vintage sickness, and I'm telling you, it's totally an obsession, and I got a problem. But what are you gonna do? All right, here's another cool card for the 3-decade set that I'm working on, and this definitely counts because it's got 76 Topps, and it shows the pennant winners from 75, and you got the Reds. You got Joe Morgan and Johnny Bench on that card, along with Louis Tiant over there for the Bo Sox. So, and then that led to the beautiful 75 World Series, the Schmidt World Series. Another card for 76 Topps. My favorite all-time player, Lou Gehrig, in a near mint 7 for the Sporting News all-time All-Stars. I just love these. I love the look of them. The design is just beautiful. And on the back, it actually shows their entire playing career stats, as well as when they were elected to the Hall of Fame. Just really cool cards that they did back then. I wonder what the all-time All-Stars would look like today, if they did it today. Oh, here's another one of those. This one's only a 6, but I got a really good deal on it, I think, in terms of cost. So I was willing. It's a really nice looking 6. It's off center, top to bottom, but it's the Ruth. And again, on the back, it's got all of his statistics on it. His hitting statistics only, not his pitching stats. He's a pretty amazing pitcher, too. Next up, now this is where it starts getting kind of funny for me. So this is a 75 Topps highlights, Bob Gibson, where you got commemorating his 3,000th strikeout. And this is a near mint 7. But look at that giant print mark on this card. To me, I think 4 Sharp Corners gets skewed grades, honestly, and I don't really care, but it's interesting. I mean, the corners are really sharp, it's centered really well, you know, all the other things are going right for this card, but you have that giant print mark in the middle, and to me, maybe it would be a 9 if not for that print mark, and you could get a PD on the card, printing defect 9, or a near mint 7. Who knows? But it's interesting. This is from 4 Sharp Corners, and that card with that printing defect, I don't know. Maybe it would have been a 9. Here's another one where you got similar issues. This is a 7 on a Tony Perez from 1974 Topps. And if you look down here at the bottom of the card, you can see almost like a black something on the card that it's almost like in a circular pattern, like somebody set something on the card, and who knows. But it's also got a big print mark right here on this card. So you've got these issues with the surface of this card, and it's still a 7. So, okay, PSA, I'll take it. And we all know that all grades are not created equal. Here is a Harmon Killebrew, 1974 Topps. So this is his next to last card. 75 was his last year. So, beautiful card of the killer. And same thing, a 1974 Topps and a near mint 7 of Brooks Robinson. And you can see the printer defect on this card down here. So, I mean, I know these cards in the 70s were notorious for that, but, you know, and it's fine. A 7's good. It's a pretty card, and it's Brooks Robinson, so great. The Human Vacuum Cleaner. Here is a near mint to mint 8 Don Sutton. I am finding, as I'm going through this process of finding all these Hall of Fame cards from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that, and the prices are all over the place. So I just have to be really patient and not overpay. Managers are also on the list. Walt Alston was a great manager for the Dodgers for decades, really. And here is a near mint 7 of his 1969 Topps card. Next up is Mr. Hoyt Wilhelm. This is a 1967 Topps and a near mint to mint 8. And when you get into 8s and 9s for anything 60s, it's going to cost you more money. No matter who the player is, it's shocking how much 8s are sought after by set collectors, registry set collectors. personally, I'm just trying to get good examples. Like this one. Here is a awesome 1964 Topps Hank Aaron. I got this from Probstein, which is kind of funny, along with the Wilhelm, by the way, and they both came in just fine. So, I've had 99% great success with Probstein in terms of cards arriving. They're very well packaged. I just happened to not get one the other day, and it was just so surprising to have that happen. So, now I have gotten cards, ironically, that were not mine, and I've had to send them back. They've sent me cards, which is what I think happened to my maze. So I'm hoping somebody finds that card and like, hey, this isn't my card, and send it back, and they'll contact me and I can buy it from them still. But here's a 64 Topps Hank Aaron in an excellent 5, which is, it's a beautiful 5. So happy to have it. Love Hank Aaron. Just love him, love him, love him. Next up are some kind of quirky cards. This is a 62 Topps World Series card, picturing Whitey Ford pitching for the Yankees as they beat the Reds 7-0 in Game 4 of the 61 World Series. Got a couple of World Series cards coming up, or that one, and then this is a 61 Topps Joe Gordon and an excellent to mint 6 Hall of Fame manager. And then my last card, which I'll show sideways because it's a sideways card. Here's one from 61 Topps. So I have the 62 Topps showing Whitey Ford pitching in the 61 World Series. Here's the 61 Topps showing Whitey Ford pitching his second shutout in the 1960 World Series, which of course they would end up losing on Bill Mazeroski's Shot Heard Around the World. But they won a few games, at least 2 that Whitey Ford pitched because he pitched shutouts. So this is a beautiful near mint 7 on this card. I mean, the card is so sharp and just classic. So there you go, guys. That's my mail today. Longer video. Sorry about that, but I had a bunch of stuff to show off. So hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon, and keep collecting.